Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Where are we headed, Jake?
We are going to third Saturday at Top Notch.
Woohoo! Volkswagen night at Top Notch, and kind of a big night tonight.
That's right. Spot's making his debut.
Oh yeah, old Spot making his public debut. 41 years to the day he was parked.
To the day?
Yeah, I just made that up.
All right, works for me.
So stick with us. We're gonna have a lot of Volkswagens here on a hot August night in ATX.
It's VW Life coming to you from the heart of Texas. Let's do this.
Woohoo!
Well, we've got 22 Volkswagens out here.
22 Volkswagens tonight here at Top Notch, Matt Jackson. What a great show. Great night. We're all having a good time. The weather's perfect.
It's August, but it's surprisingly kind of nice.
It's quite beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
It's very beautiful. And look, see my shirt? If anybody knows this, comment. Hey everybody, VW Live here, and we have a very special guest tonight. I'm so excited. It's the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, Roger Moore. Roger.
Gary.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
I'm so excited. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
I'm a fan of the show.
Well, thank you.
I've probably seen every episode.
Well, thank you. Uh-oh.
I got the t-shirt too.
You got the shirt too. You already bought the merch. Buddy, it's so good to see you. Let's talk a little bit about what we're standing in front of, but then I want to talk about like what you have going on in the Volkswagen world. But let's talk about the machine that we have in front of us. What do we have here, sir?
A lot of people call it different things. This is a 74 Type 1 standard bug, so it's not a super. Really nothing real special about it. It's brilliant orange. L20B is the color.
Wonderful color.
It does have the heat absorbing glazing green glass. So that's kind of a rare item.
Okay.
Green glass bugs, I had a hard time. I had to source out, look against the wall there. You can see my wing vent. It's a little tinted.
Yes.
So they're just a small tint job.
And that's a standard Volkswagen.
Yeah, it's an option. It was on my birth certificate and everything, so it's right.
Wow. Okay.
This was an air conditioner car at the port sticker that's in my glove box.
Did it come in Houston?
It came in through New Orleans.
Okay.
The air conditioner was installed on the 14th of March, 1974.
Now, when they installed the AC, would that be...
They have a little sticker they put on here.
Right.
And at the top, it says 1574. And it's got the serial numbers of the condenser and all that stuff there.
So it was done not at the dealership, it was done at the port.
At the port, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this isn't a dealer install. These were done at the port, Mass. I guess they selected certain ones.
Really?
This one having tinted windows, I guess that's probably the trigger.
So it came in New Orleans. Do you know where it was sold out of? What store?
I am assuming Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Okay,
that's my assumption.
Coming from Texas.
I found it about an hour north of Fort Worth.
Okay.
In a field.
In a field.
Yeah, I bought it at an estate sale. Huh. It was a complete car. It was all together. It wasn't missing anything.
And how long ago was that?
That was 2019.
Oh, wow.
In August of 2019.
Wow, that's soon?
Yeah. I have a kit car. I bought that in July, and then
The Invader?
the Invader
Okay.
GT5, and then I kind of wanted a bug. I've had bugs all my life, so I wanted to find a bug, and my wife turned me on to, believe it or not, Facebook Marketplace, and that's where I found it on advertised. And so I contacted the guy. I drove up there. He had it advertised wrong. Of course, I bought it, no title, that
Sure.
type of thing.
And it didn't look like this.
No. No, I bought it for a few $100.
Right.
Yeah, this was a few $100 car.
How were the pans on it? I mean, from a
Pans
rusted-
were rusted all the way through,
Okay.
yeah, cheesed. And I got the Dansky pans on her, whatever, the 18 gauge or the real heavy ones.
Right.
So
And you
I
did all this.
I did all this.
Yep.
I didn't do the paint. I was really trying to go for the Survivor.
Yes.
Because originally it was original paint, but then I hit a deer. But I hit a
Yeah.
deer
On
on
his-
May 22nd, 2020, and so it was repainted 7 July 2020.
So we're only just a little over a year on this paint.
Yeah.
Now, who did the paint?
Epperson Paint and Body, a guy
Where-
named Terry.
Where's
That's in Temple, Texas.
okay.
Temple, Texas. Now,
And this is L20.
L20B.
L20. It's awesome color.
Yeah, it really is. The motor's a 2110 with dual 44 Webers. They're the Italian Webers. They're a little bit different design than the
Right.
main Spain ones. And they have jet doctors in from CB Performance. A lot of vintage speed goodies. These are the vintage speed stainless steel powder coated
I love
mesh
those.
air
So
cleaners.
clean.
It's got the vintage speed breather system, the vintage speed oil fill like the 356 Porsche style.
Yeah, I love that.
It's got a vintage speed lower, the linkage.
Right.
They're really user friendly. See, I can take the linkage off that easy.
That's the trickiest part. You showed me that last time when we were
so
together.
when you can do that, then you can set the carbs.
Right.
You can set the carbs.
Just like that. Sometimes this car looks a little different. Explain to us. Now today it's all L20B, but
That's right.
sometimes this car has a little different personality.
When June bug.
Yeah, when it's
For the
race
June
time,
bug
right?
rally, yeah, that's right.
When the June bug
So
rally,
so one of the names is the Orange Racer.
right?
As one of my friends calls it. So I have a matte black deck lid and a matte black hood, which I have kind of simulated from the Salzburg rally cars.
Right.
And I've done a stripe down it with the Shell logos.
So
and the
you have,
Bosch.
I mean, so you have separate hoods and deck lids
Yeah.
you put on.
Yeah,
So you're really good at changing deck lids.
Oh yeah, and
hoods.
alignment and all that stuff.
You're good at that.
And we got different tires and wheels.
Oh, you
but,
do?
But although I like these the best.
The ATSs are awesome.
I'm going to tell you, for the late model cars, these are the BRMs for late model
I
cars
agree.
right here.
And they're rare too.
Yeah, and then so I've updated the brakes too. So I got Willwood aluminum billet calipers up front.
Nice.
And those are original Volkswagen rotors too. Those aren't Chinese.
Suspension-wise, it is dropped a little bit. It's
It is. It's got a Avis, that Puma Avis adjuster type standard front end.
Right.
With the
But no drop spindles.
no drop spindles,
Okay.
standard
And
spindles.
then just index the back a little bit.
And I have re-indexed it back.
Well, the stance on this car is just wonderful. I love it.
Well, that's
So let's go back a little bit in your history. You've got the 74 here. You also have the Invader.
I do.
But let's go back. Where did you start with Volkswagen?
When I was 15, but really, it goes back to when I was day one.
Parental units.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So my dad had a '69 Beetle.
Okay.
And I was brought home from the hospital in it, So I think that noise resonated in my little skull, because when it was time to drive, my first Beetle was a '68 Bug. I've always had a Volkswagen, and that was '85. I first got my car, first license. I've had a lot of nice cars.
You had them. Yes.
56 Kia, sold it to a guy in Spain. A beautiful original 62 L380 Turkish.
Yep.
Just recently I was watching a Chris Fallone YouTube video. A guy named Joe Garcia owns it now. He's out of New York, and he's done a good job preserving and keeping
one of your old cars.
Oh yeah, I see it on Pinterest all the time.
It makes you happy to see it. Huh?
Chris showed it as an original car,
Awesome.
and so it really, it brings a tear to my eye. I'm like, oh.
It looks so good.
I'm a
you
big
drive the
critic.
heck out of it.
I do.
That's
do.
another thing too. Is just
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
you
it
do.
goes with me, and
Yeah.
to get here, I come here a lot.
Yeah.
I drive. It's about an hour and 10 minutes. 2.5 hours of driving time on a Saturday when I come here.
I mean,
of course, I took it on the cruise in San Antonio last weekend.
Yes.
So I drive it a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I've taken it. Of course, I have the original engine in this car too. It's a cream puff, and I've taken that to Dallas, Katy, Texas. Houston. You know, I've just driven that everywhere.
So
this engine here is kind of new for the car.
Right. So I know that the Invader was kind of on the sales block. Is it?
Yeah, it's still on sale. Yeah, it's still on the sales block.
Is there something else in the pipeline? I know you've kind of.
Yeah. So you know, I am lusting after, if I can use that word.
Yeah, you can use lust.
A 68 to 70 bus. I just like to have the air-cooled bus.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I have a 4th generation transporter.
Right, but yeah.
So I have a lot of cars.
Yeah, you do.
I have a Phaeton.
So,
you know.
Yeah, you do.
I got it. Yeah,
Oh
that's a rare car. Vintage speed.
Vintage speed, right?
Yeah, all stainless steel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you really they're like $650, so no one buys them because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's the only one I've ever seen.
So you know that's been kind of my thing. When you look inside, you got cocomats.com, the cocomats.
Oh, with the orange insert too.
Yeah, with the orange dots.
Oh.
Those are NOS wooden, inlays. I got a Bosch or a original fog light switch up there. That's the original Sparkomatic radio that came with the
Sparkomatic.
Yeah, it has
I
a
remember
Sparkomatic.
those.
But the neat thing is I've added Bluetooth to it, and then I found out it's a SR37 vintage. It's an '88 model Sparkomatic. So I started watching some YouTube videos. I ordered the little Bluetooth module. I had to solder in the wires. I have an oscilloscope, so I found the actual volume wires. I desoldered those. Anyways, $12. $12.
And you did it yourself.
I did it myself. It was a great, gratifying experience.
Well, Roger. That's one of the things about you that I admire. You weren't afraid. You found this out in the field.
Yeah.
And you did this.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I always tell people, it's like, you can always get into something. It's just, just don't be afraid. Just get in there and and do it.
Another thing I think with this car, I've stuck with a theme. I kind of kept it together, and I've used some good parts.
Yes.
So I got a SoFine interior in it. It's got sport bug seats. They're Recaro made seats, only from '73.
Orange Racer. What do you call it?
My wife calls it Chester.
Chester.
My buddy calls it the Orange Racer. I remember we were going to say it was going to be called Vochito.
Yeah.
I'm so silly about this car that even the decal on my spoiler, that's an old school decal.
Oh, that Cammy's, I guess it's Cammy. How you say
Cammy,
it? Cammy?
yeah. So that's an old school decal. It came with a silver decal, but I didn't want the silver decal. I wanted this old school, so I had to order it from another guy that makes old school logos.
That is awesome.
Another interesting thing on this car, but is these Cami door pockets.
Just a little map pocket door.
Yeah. So ISP West. That's the new flat 14-inch steering wheel versus the 15 that they have out there. That's the new 14. Well, and there is a couple MP items on there. MP makes some good parts.
Hey man, MP is coming around.
MP is coming around. I definitely.
We talked to them last week.
Look, this is a U.S. made billet caliper.
Is this one of the new MP
setups? That's the new MP Willwood.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things about them. Well, Roger, I admire you and your attention to detail and your craftsmanship, and also you go everywhere. I mean, I like that. That's you drive this car.
VW life. Passion for Volkswagen.
You live it, I mean, you were born.
I do.
That was it. You started, like you said, from scratch one, man.
If you guys ever visit my house any day, you'll understand.
We'll see it for sure,
fun.
brother.
I love the Texas VW life.
Thank
you.
That's
for sure.
I'm just so happy to get to talk to you.
I'm so happy you guys are here for me to take part.
That's right. It was good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your 74 with us.
It was my pleasure.
It's one of my favorite cars always. It's just actually of all time. It really is. You just the way you've done it and everything.
Thanks.
Appreciate you telling us all about it tonight, buddy.
Absolutely.
All right. Wow!
What a day.
What a day. What a day. Well, a great night. I lost count at 25. I think.
It was 25-ish Volkswagens, and we appreciate you guys watching today. Absolutely. We got to talk with Roger.
Oh, Roger. We got to finally talk to Roger about his 74, the Orange Racer, or Chester, but L20 be brilliant orange, my favorite color. Look, see my shirt, I love orange,
Yep.
and that car is amazing, what he's done to it, and I would just really appreciate him for sharing with us tonight. And Jake made it in Boomer tonight, so that was always good.
Always a good night when you drive your bus, which
Yep.
is every night.
Yeah, that's true. Drive your Volkswagen. And Old Spot made it here. Let's see if it makes it home.
He's got a little leak.
Yes, thank y'all very much. Please make sure you tell your aunts, tell your uncles, tell everybody you know about VW Life, because we do this for you guys, the VW community. Go out, start a gathering somewhere. It's really easy, and before you know it, 25 cars show up.
We just got email about people starting their own June bug rally in what was it, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Yep.
So that's always cool, man. We love hearing that people are getting out and getting the community growing.
That's what it's all about. Just keep growing the VW Life, folks. That's what it's all about. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll see you soon.